Hi, my friends. Hope you all are doing good. So, how is the preparation going on? I know these are the times in which you people must gather your confidence and your preparation strategy to make it effective one. Yes, of course, the exams has been postponed, but the question comes is that we are not aware when ICI will give the next examination dates. It just said that it will inform us 25 days before, but is 25 days sufficient for our effective revision? So 25 days must be for quick and maybe the second or third term of revision for us, right? So I urge you people to plan your studies accordingly and give focus on those chapters, those papers which you are not comfortable with now, because once 25 days the time countdown comes, you can focus on revising those chapters which you are good at, because at that point of time taking something which you don't know will cause more worry. So this is the time which you can effectively use for taking up those papers or those chapters which you are not comfortable with. For example, I was not comfortable with AMA in the old syllabus, right? And I was not comfortable with the international taxation. So I took the time in the last lockdown to make my preparation for that, and it quite helped. In exam, I still remember that there were questions of securitization trust in the MCQ part. I mean, I felt happy that I have studied that. I didn't feel remorse or regretted, though I didn't score exemption in the paper, but still I was able to write well, and I was confident I will clear the paper, and I cleared it. So that feel, so you will be the best examiner for your paper in the exam. Okay, it's only the ICI corrects the paper as per the standards and then give you the marks, but you will understand if you have written well or not, right? So just plan your studies so that you will feel good that you have covered everything and you're ready for exam. Okay, so in this regard, if you need any help in any planning preparation, you have my link below. You can take one-on-one session with me and you can plan. I'll help you in knowing where and what is the mistake going on, because small mistakes will lead to a larger consequences, right? So that's my intention to tell all these things for you. Okay, so let's get back. I hope you have seen the last three videos on the case study based MCQs where we have covered till case study number 9, right? I think till 9 we have done it. So yeah, 9 Bharat Mera Mahan Bank ATM 1 we have done till there. So if you have not done, don't worry, the things are in the playlist below, the links are given, you can go back to that and see it. Okay, so let us today do the 10th, 11th and 12th. Okay, I'm doing 3 because it should be digestible, and since this involves, the recording involves generally one side, like I'll be speaking, you'll be listening and writing down the notes. I don't want it to be much burdensome, so I'm taking three cases at a time. Okay, chalo, let's get started. SMS Limited is a multinational company engaged in providing financial services in all over India. Okay, yeah. Most of the transactions are done online. Presently, SMS Limited has centralized data server which is accessed by users from various geographical locations anywhere. However, the current system is unable to cope up with the growing volume of transaction. When this type of thing comes, data server, growing volume of transaction, I remember chapter number 8. Okay, frequently connectivity problems, slow processing, and few instances of phishing attack and virus attack were also reported. So chapter number 3 is also involved. Then, hence the company has decided to develop more comprehensive robot in-house software for providing good governance and sufficient use of computer and IT resources, with implementation of effective and efficient control provided by the system to ensure data integrity, confidentiality, availability. Oh my god. See, company has decided to develop more comprehensive robust in-house software. So what is that? Chapter number 5, system development. Then, for providing good governance and sufficient use of computer and IT resources. Good governance, chapter number 1. Sufficient use of IT resources, chapter number 8. Okay, with implementation of effective and efficient controls, protection of system, chapter number 3, provided in the system to ensure data integrity, confidentiality, and availability. So many chapters in one line. I'm excited. Let us see now. As also, as also, an updated backup plan is prepared for SMS Limited in order to specify the type of backup to be kept, frequency with which backup is to be taken, procedures for making a backup, location of backup resources, site where the resources can be assembled and operations restarted, personnel who are responsible for gathering the backup resources and restarting the operation, priorities to be assigned to recover various systems and time frame for the recovery of each system. Entire thing is going to chapter number 4. Making a backup plan, type of backup, how much the duration of backup, then disaster recovery plan and responsibility of that plan, etc. Chapter number 4, especially restoring of the operation, right? SMS Limited is also planning to take various types of insurance coverage for safeguarding of their assets, like transfer of the risk of their assets, and to avoid unexpected future liability due to uninterrupted event or disaster. So chapter number 4 is covered in this para. So effectively chapter number few touch of chapter number 1, chapter number 3, more of 4, sometimes of 5, and some parts of 8 are covered in this entire paragraph. Interesting, right? So let us see the questions. He has given answer the questions from 10.1 to 10.8. Exactly, many chapters are covered, so a bit more questions also will form part of this paragraph, this case study. Okay, let us see the first one. 10.1, first one. Let us assume that SMS Limited is adopting a differential backup plan. Okay, differential backup plan strategy. In such case, restoring from differential backup plan would involve which of the following? So if you remember that incremental backup, differential backup, those definitions, so among the four, which one is nearly suitable or exactly working with the differential backup? So first is saying restoring from the last full backup and then every incremental backup. No, that's regarding the incremental backup. Restoring from full backup alone. No, it is for the full backup, not for differential. Restoring from last full backup and then differential backup. Yes, we'll first restore the last full backup and then we will take the components of every differential backup. Then restoring from differential backup alone. No, first we give focus for the last full backup and then we take the last differential backup each way, and we go on restoring the data for the uh, data stored. Okay, we go for restoring the data lost. Then SMS Limited has centralized database server which is being accessed by the users from various geographical locations, and they have concurrency controls in the system that primarily ensure what? So if you understand, they are using a centralized server, and the people and the employees or the eligible people are accessing this server from various geographical locations, and they have concurrency control means, what does it meaning? If one person is able to see a form or a sheet or a data from one particular location, the same can be accessed by another person. For example, you can say home loan Excel sheet. They're maintaining a database and Excel sheet saying that who are the people taken the loan for home as a home loan for this month. They have to update the database. Okay, so let us say the person sitting in Maharashtra, the manager is accessing the database, seeing the details, and he's entering his updates from the branch. And similarly, a person from Hyderabad also seeing that, the manager of Hyderabad branch also seeing it, so he's also entering his details. So any person can do the changes there. They have the concurrency controls. So what must be taken care by the bank now? They must take care of integrity. Why? Usability. Okay, both are having all the eligible persons can have the usability of data. They have the data is available for those people. Confidentiality is maintained that only certain class of the employees can access the data, but the integrity must be there. The Bombay person, the Mumbai manager cannot alter the details, right? And after that the bank must have controls in place that the integrity of data is there. If there is no integrity, the data can be duplicated or removed without proper controls. So that is the meaning of the entire answer here. So because they're having concurrency control in the system by using centralized server, the primary focus must be on the integrity of data. Okay, then next, in few instances of phishing attack were also reported in SMS Unlimited. Which of the following section of Information Technology Act 2000 fixes the liability on SMS Limited to secure data of the customers? So they have to secure the data of the customers. People from outside the organization are trying to enter into their network and trying to take the data in the wrong way. So there is some computer crime involved, right? So in which section it is being targeted? It is being dealt in section 43A. Okay, 43A deals with, let us see, don't worry, because I want the revision to be done effectively, right? So let us come back here. Yeah, we are having a 43, right? Yeah, here it is. Come on. Section 43A, compensation for failure to protect the data, liable to pay damages by the way of compensation to the person so affected. That's why I was saying 43A is the answer. Then what about other sections? Let us see. 46, there's no section at all. Then 66D talks about punishment for cheating by personation by using computer resource. Like last time we saw one employee acting as a manager trying to take the funds from the other person. So that is imprisonment of a term, either description of a term that may go up to 3 years or fine up to rupees 1 lakh. Okay, then section 75, do we have that? I think, let us see, because sometimes recollection takes time. Yeah, we have 75, act to apply for offences or contraventions committed outside India. So that penalty should be decided depending upon the case to case basis. There is no fixed penalty for that. Okay, then suppose you are appointed as an IS auditor of SMS Limited for auditing the information system. You are determining what controls are exercised to maintain data integrity. So you are trying to check what are the controls kept in place to check the data integrity by the bank. By the company. You might also interview database users to determine their level of awareness of these controls. Which of the following control are you working on? One more thing, friends, in this example for this concurrency control, I gave an example of the bank, but in general it can here, though the question is about a multinational company, even the example is equally worth. Like if you're having many branches of the same company in the entire country, then anybody can access the data, then we need to have concurrency control. So that's why I said this, because I said bank, please don't get confused. I just gave an example about the concurrency of controls. Okay, let's come back. So you are an IS auditor, you're trying to see which are the controls in place for maintaining data integrity. First thing, data resource management control, security management control, operation management control, and quality assurance control. You are trying to see the controls to maintain data integrity. Means how well the data is being preserved. Are there any changes made to the data? How are the changes made? Who is authorizing the changes? Who is the person who is been giving the authorization? How is that person dealing with it? Okay, when the data is being used by many people, how are the changes being captured? So those things are to be taken care of. So what are the controls in place? That's why we are seeing data resource management control. Okay, so everything around the data, who is using, how the data is coming into the system, for where the input is taking place, who are accessing the data, how well the data is being maintained, how the changes are being tracked, everything about data is taken care in the data integrity, right? So the every changes is being to control everything about the data, we see data resource management control. Okay, then SMS Limited is also planning to take various type of insurance coverage, right, for safeguarding of their assets and to avoid unexpected future liability due to uninterrupted event or disaster. Under which type of specific risk mitigation strategy do these insurance coverage fall? If you remember the first chapter, so here they're taking the insurance, because if we take the insurance, we will transfer or share the risk to the insurance company, therefore bit of a burden gets reduced. So we are not terminating, we are not treating the risk, we are not tolerating the risk at all. We are transferring and sharing the risk with the insurance company. Next, due to the virus attack and phishing attack on information system of the SMS Limited, in order to protect the critical data from virus attack, it is decided that in the future to access the social networking site to its employees need to be limited. Oh, that's good. So they want the employees to use less of the social media, okay, social networking. Which what type of risk response has SMS Limited exercised? So what they're trying to do, because there have been instances of attack on the network, they want the employees to limit the usage on the social networking while they are on the working on the system or working the working hours. Okay, so what they want to do, they want to limit the access in that manner, in the network of the organization not being exposed to the outside parties, and this virus or phishing attack will not happen. So what they're trying to do, are they transferring the risk to the employees? No. Are they terminating the risk at all by closing the business? No, they're not closing at all. Okay, are they tolerating, okay, go to the social networking, do whatever you want, we'll bear? No, they're trying to treat it. They're treating, saying that employees, please don't. You have seen even in many of the articles officers also, the access to, even in the many banks also, in many various companies also, access to Google, Facebook is very limited. And if they want to use on the mobile, and some companies won't allow mobile in the working hours, they keep in the lockers. If you want them using the mobile, then you have to use your own data, not from the Wi-Fi of the company, right? So here they're trying to treat or mitigate the risk so that they will no more have any attacks on the network. Then identify which of the following systems are very useful for management of SMS Limited to remotely access document internal communication. So they want to have the documents access remotely. So how can they access remotely? Convert them into PDF file or any format which can be accessed in on any electronic mode. So they want to have the document system to be the e mode. So electronic document management system is the right answer, because in the message communication you transmit the messages. In text processing, you process the text to send into the various servers for further processing. Teleconferencing and video conferencing you do for having the meetings online, but in all these three you can't access any document. But to access any document from anywhere, if you're sitting at home, you want to access any particular file which is on the server, it can happen with electronic document management system. Chapter number 2. This was not actually a part of the system, but still this came today. Okay, then suppose you are the IT consultant of SMS Limited and advised to board of directors of the company to use hot site as data backup. You remember alternate processing facility, cold site, hot site, warm site, reciprocal arrangement. Step number 4, that one. Identify which of the following is your best explanation to a board of directors, like or of the four, which is the most appropriate suitable explanation for the directors to go for the hot site. First one, the cost related with the hosted are low. No, hosted is too costly. Hosted can be used for long amount of time. Of course, but it is one of the explanation. Let us see the other two. The host site does not require equipment and system software to be compatible with the primary installation being backed up. No, it has to be compatible, or else what will you go and do in the hot site? Then, that hot site can be made ready for operation with short span of time. That is the best explanation. Once it is ready in short span of time, you can use for long amount of time till you are back into the normal operation. That's the best example. Because it's an alternate facility, the directors will like to listen how fast it can be made available. So D will be the right answer. Of course, D is the right answer. That's good. Now let us see the 11th case study. Okay. I feel the case study was a bit lengthy, right? But still, it's good that we are able to understand step by step as to why, and then we are proceeding to the next one. 11th one. Queen was appointed as manager, operational risk and compliance. Wow, that's great. In ABC Company. HR of ABC Company has completed all the formalities for her appointment. Mr. Maharana, the head of Human Resource Department, had signed her joining letter through black ink pen and delivered the same to her. So detailedly they're saying. I'm just remembering the cinema, the film. Do you remember the Race Hindi movie, in which the signing of the documents by I think Saif Ali Khan, and also I'm sorry to forget the names of these actors, but still that signing scene I'm remembering this now. Okay. On her joining, she was handed over a well-written document by the HR company that provided instructions to his employees briefing upon what kind of behavior or resource usage is required and acceptable in the company. That's good. They have a policy in place showing what kind of behavior or resources. Resources can be even the IT resources, the laptop, the network usage, the restrictions on what to share, what not to share. If you work in any big organization, you get all these things, like what is the access limits, or what time she can max she can stay. Like many companies keep that a lady can stay at max till night 8 p.m. only, and few companies they will be there after 8 p.m. the systems get shut down, nobody can work there. How many number of prints can you take? All these things will be mentioned. Okay, and acceptable usage in the company. Okay, it also contain detailed information on how to protect company's information asset and instructions regarding acceptable practices and behavior. So like it also includes how to protect the information asset. Like for example, if somebody calls to this lady and says that I am so and so person from the bank, okay, because she is an operation risk and compliance, so some person may try to impersonate, acting like another person, make her believe and try to say that he's trying to avoid this, something can happen. So if she discloses information, so the company can be at risk. So what should be her action if she gets some suspicious calls or suspicious mails, all kind of things. Okay, in a week's time she got to meet Mr. Raja, chief executive officer, okay, of the ABC company. Mr. Raja instructed her to conduct board review of human resource department process to determine the probable risk and analyze the effectiveness and efficiency of the existing controls in the HR process. Okay, so he wanted to see the risk and see the effectiveness and efficiency of existing controls in the HR process. Okay, based upon that, Mrs. Queen started to review HR process and somebody say HR, some say HR, it's okay, HR process and controls implemented in the company and highlighted following key matters in her report and submitted to the CEO. Okay, absence of rotation of duties control. Okay, so the only person doing one role continuously. Absence of segregation of duties control. Lack of maker and checker concept means one who is making only submitting it. Then manual authorization projects exist like as just now even Mr. I think Maharana, right, he signed with a black pen. Is a manual authorization where no proof can be given, anybody can sign if possible. Then key man policy not implemented means who is the main person for the department, nobody knows. Manual attendance registers and leaves records, wow, there's no still biometric system there. Invalid data in human resource computer system, like even the absent is kept as present. Using social networking website like Facebook, Twitter, etc. in office timing, using computer resource of HR department. Plan and budget approval for development of robust and fully automated payroll software but not implemented till date. Suggested to implement of BOD concept. Okay. The CEO of Mr. Raja appreciated the detailed report of Mrs. Queen and started taking corrective steps for improvement. Based upon, so if you can see here, chapter 8 is covered, chapter 3 is covered, most of chapter 3 is covered, right? And then chapter 3 plays important role compared to any other things there. Okay, then based upon the above case scenario, answer the questions for 11.1 to 11.7. First one. On joining the ABC company as manager risk and compliance, Mrs. Queen was given a well written document that provided instructions to employees what kind of behavior or resource usage is required and acceptable in the ABC company. It also provided information on how to protect ABC company's information assets and instruction regarding acceptable practices and behavior. Identify the document that was given to Mrs. Queen on her joining the ABC company. Okay, so long document has been given to her, right? So which shows everything, behavior, resource usage, etc., acceptable and not acceptable thing. So what is the document? Is it appointment policy? No. Is it information security policy? Yes. Is it network access control policy? It is not specific to that. Is it information system control policy? No. It is total information security policy. Okay, it is not specific to information system control. It is for overall information security policy. Okay. Then, which of the following would be a best to provide the integrity assurance of Mrs. Queen new staff that can be treated as preventive control measure for ABC company? So what he is saying, which of the following among the four, among background screening, references, bonding and qualification listed on the resume, like we have all these four, of these four, what can be the preventive control measure to know about the integrity of Miss Queen? So to know like how is this person dealing, what kind of person is she, can we, what kind of needs to be taken, is she suitable or not? So to know this, seeing the qualification will not assure that she is having integrity. Like qualification show her educational achievement but not her mentality, right? Then bonding, what bond you will have, like you want to sign, if you want to sign some bonding on particular for number of years to work in the company, first you must be eligible for that. References can give you a push saying that some person knows her, but the best thing is to have preventive control is to have background screening, like you do the background verification for the person and if you find it suitable, then you can take this person as a new staff, right? So among the four, the best preventive control to know the integrity of Miss Queen is to do the background screening. Okay, next. During review, Miss Queen found that head of HR department, Mr. Maharana, uses black pen, right? Black pen for signing every official document. During computerization, the ABC company decided to replace it with computerized authorization control written into the computer program. Identify the internal control procedure that has been computerized by the ABC in this case. So what they're doing, I think they have computerize the authorization procedure, because Maharana is signing, he will sign the official document to authorize it, right? So it is not segregation of duty, it is not supervising, it is not delegation, but he is authorizing some official document. So authorization procedure has now been computerized. This para I'm finding a bit easy even to solve. Okay. Then, during the review, Miss Queen found that an employee, Mr. X, is using social networking websites like Facebook and Twitter after office hours. Okay. Under which of the following section of Information Technology 2000 shall he be punishable? First question. Is you using Facebook and Twitter is wrong. The office policy has you should not use in the office hours maybe, but after the office hours it is not wrong, right? So there is no, it's not punishable. Suppose if he is using after office hours and causing harm to the network, leaking the secrets or bringing any virus attack on the network, then it is punishable. So as of now it is not punishable unless they come under the provisions of the Indian Penal Code 1860. Okay, so just don't hurry and go and keep a punishment for that poor guy. Next, in the given case scenario, implementation of a BYOD policy makes the IBC company system vulnerable to related threat. Any lost or stolen device could result in an enormous financial and reputational embarrassment to the company. Which of the following does this refer to? So the question is that if you implement bring your own device policy, and if there is a device which is stolen, because that own device of the employee is connected to the network of the company, it has several details or information about the company on the system, and if that device is stolen it can cause enormous amount of financial and reputational embarrassment to the company. So what kind of risk? The device risk, right? Because if you lose the device there is a risk of uh, you can say shame to the company. So the device risk is being discussed here. It is not implementation. We are not worried about implementing BYOD. We are not worried about data confidentiality. We are not worried about the application risk also. We are worried if the device is lost, then there can be a reputational damage. So we are talking about the device risk. Then, in the given case scenario, achieving the objectives of requirement analysis, the process of understanding the present payroll system and its related problems come under the which of the following step? You're understanding the present, observing the present system, understanding the needs and the limits of the present system, right? So what you're doing? Aren't you not analyzing the risk? Sorry, analyzing the proposed system. So you're not fact finding the fact, you're trying to analyze the present system so that you know what is the existing payroll system and the problems related to it, and then you can suggest a new developed enhanced version of the new payroll system. So here you're doing analysis of the present system. You're not fact finding, you're not finding any facts as to what can be the problem. You're not trying to develop the requirements of proposed system. Here you're not even trying to identify the objective, but you're trying to analyze and understand the process of the present system. Depending upon the analysis, then only of the requirements of proposed system can be done. So the process of understanding the present payroll system and related problems comes under the analysis of the present system. Okay. Then, suppose you are appointed as an IS auditor of the ABC company. You wish to determine to the extent to which invalid data can be contained in a computer system of HR department that may include invalid job classification, age in excess of retirement age. What you're saying, you are an IS auditor, so you wish to know to what extent, to which extent the invalid data can be contained in the computer system of HR department. So in HR department system, the invalid data, how is it being stored or how is it being maintained, or to what extent can be kept in that. The best approach to determine the extent of potential problem. So you want to know how in the system of HR department and to what extent the invalid data can be kept. So what in you have various audit tools, right? In that, let us see the first option: submit test data to test the effectiveness of edit control over the input of data. See, the question is a bit complicated. First let us try to understand. You wish to determine the extent to which invalid data can be contained in the computer system of HR department. So invalid data must not be there in that. You must have always a valid data. Invalid data will lead to a wrong information and wrong analysis. So you're trying to see how the invalid data is being kept. So submitting a test data, you're not trying to verify. See, the system is not verifying if the data is valid or not. You're trying to understand how and where the data is maintained. The invalid data, where is it maintained? So submitting a test to know the effectiveness will not help you. You're not classifying the data as of now. You're trying to see where is the classified invalid data kept. Then, review and test access control to ensure that the access is limited to authorized individuals. Access will go to is a requirement for the authorized people to for the valid data. We want the need for the invalid data. So not A and B are not suitable. Then manual checking one by one data stored in the computer system is a long drawn task. You can't do manual checking. Then use generalized audit software to develop a detailed report of all data outside specific parameters. Exactly. Now you want to find how and where the data is being invalid data is being contained in the system. So you prepare a normal software saying that if these parameters are not met in the particular data, pull them out. So you will, this is the best approach to find out how the data is being kept, invalid data is being kept in the computer source. So what is the best approach? Use generalized audit software to develop a detailed report of all data outside the specific parameters. Okay, so this will complete the 11th one. So let us go to the 12th, extremely sorry, 12th case study. So I think it's a bit big. So how many questions we have? 8. Okay, so let's get started. Then 12th one. Gold Silver Watch India Limited is a company domiciled in India with its registered office situated in Mumbai. The company has been incorporated under the provisions of the Indian Companies Act, and its equity shares are listed on the National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange in India. The company in particular primarily involved in manufacturing and sale of gold and silver watches, jewelry, eyewear and other related accessories and products. Company located 200 retail stores all over the India and launched loyalty cards for its customers, in which the customer data for the loyalty card issued by a retail store is picked up in a form filled by the customer. The data from the form is entered in the software by data entry operator who report to the manager. In order to protect the customer data, segregation of duty are built in software in such a way that the operators have permission to only enter the data. So chapter number 3 is involved. Any editing or modification can be done only by the manager. The retail store across India collecting customer data for loyalty program consolidated into one database and accessible in form centralized IT server anytime anywhere, and also company maintained a separate fully equipped facility where the company can move immediately after disaster and resume business. So even chapter number 4 is concerned. Company data center housing about 350 employees are involved in handling business process of its company, and for security reasons, management decides to shift its network server and mail server to a secluded room with restricted entry. Okay. On the recommendation of the Chief Information Officer of the company, existing system of the company is being extensively enhanced by extracting and reusing design and program component. So chapter 3 and chapter 4 are in play. Okay, based upon the facts, answer from 12.1 to 12.8. In the given case scenario, the manager quits his employment and the store elevates the position of one of the existing operator to that of the manager. Who do you think is responsible for removing the permission of the existing manager and changes to that of the new manager? Assume there is no distributed system. Okay, so he's saying that the operator is now being moved to the position of manager. So if he has logs, he can have the log of both operator and the manager. So he must be restricted to use to stop using the operator login and to use the manager thing. So who is the person who can do such kind of changes so that it fits the new manager? It can be done by the system administrator, because to access the thing, the logical access, everything is maintained by the system administrator of the entity, not the vice president, not the new manager, not the information owner. Only system administrator can make such permission changes. So that C is the answer for the question. Then, Gold Silver Watch India Limited decides to control the access to software application by segregating entry level and updating level duties. Which type of internal control this amounts to? So they're trying to segregate the duty. So they're trying to prevent any mishaps happening because of overlapping of the duties or one person doing all duties. So they're applying preventive control. They're not doing corrective control to control anything. They're not direct to control direct any mistake. They're not doing any physical implementation, but they're trying to prevent any errors from happening. Therefore it's preventive control. Then Gold Silver Watch India Limited has a data center housing about 350 employees involved in handling business process of the company. For security reason, it decides to shift its network server and mail server to a secluded room with restricted entry. What kind of internal control is applied by the company situation? So they're trying to move to a separate room. So they're trying to keep in a separate, very restricted place only when few people can access it. So they're trying to do something manual. They're not doing something computerized. They're trying to shift it to a room. So it's a manual thing. But it's manual. They're doing preventive control so that no disaster can happen. Nobody can play with it and do any kind of wrong to the service. Then, suppose you are appointed as an IS auditor of Gold Silver Watch India Limited. Which of the following steps would you normally perform first in the data center security review? So, you are IS auditor and you want to review the data center security. So, what you will try to see, what you try to first see in analyzing the data center security review, evaluate physical access test result, determine the risk threat to the data center site, review business continuity procedure, test for the evidence of physical access at suspect locations. But here try to understand, you are trying to review the data center security. So data center security, what you are going to first review, you will not see the physical access. Okay, that's fine. But in data center, you see the command. I know you'll get an answer. You're trying to see the risk and threat to data center site. So the place, what is the risk there? Depending upon the risk, you see what is the physical access, and physical access is it being broken, and do they have any backup plan for protecting this data center. So first thing you see is the risk and threat to the data center site. Then, Gold Silver Watch India Limited maintains a separate, fully equipped facility where the company can move immediately after disaster and resume the business. Fully equipped. Fully equipped means it's hot site. Exactly, it's hot site. Then, in the Gold Silver Watch India Limited, an IS auditor wants to collect evidences based upon the system user profile. Which of the following can be used by the IS auditor to achieve the objective? User profile. Based upon the profiles of the system user, he wants to collect the data. See, audit hooks are for catching the transactions. Integrate test facility to give a dummy data, see how it's processed. Continuous internal simulation solution is for the continuous based transaction. So, what can be the best one? So that depending upon the user profile, he can gather the evidence. It is SCARF, System Control Audit Review File. So, I think this more of chapter number 6 is involved here. 4, 6, and 3. On the recommendation of the Chief Information Officer of the company, existing system of the company is being extensively enhanced by extracting and reusing design and program components. This is classified as dash. So, by recommendation, extensively the existing system is being enhanced. They're completely extracting, reusing design. They're completely taking it to the next level. So, what is it? Is it reverse engineering? No, you're trying to improve it. Is it prototyping? It's already there. You're trying to improve it. It's not even reused. You're reusing the design, not the software. So you're re-engineering. You're doing the complete engineering to enhance the software component. Then, if Gold Silver Watch India Limited has been found negligent in handling personal information of the customer, then company liability damage is covered under. We just saw this thing. We just saw it. Company liability for any misuse of the data of the client is punished under section 43A, right? 43 of Information Technology Act, not the Right Information. It's Information Technology Act 2043A section. The company will be liable to the customer for losing the data. So this is the case studies for 10, 11, 12, my friends. I hope you liked it. This is very easy. It looks long, but it was very easy, right? So we'll stop here and we'll meet in the next video in 13, 14, 15th case study. Okay, till then keep studying. Don't get demotivated or get tired. Keep on writing. Iska an hour a day will keep the fear of failure away, and one answer writing with seeing will always boost your writing skills. So please do that. Okay, so let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. All the best.